11 mysterious phenomena that happen while we sleep. In the vast ocean of night, when daylight recedes, leaving behind a starry sky and a world shrouded in silence, events occur that transcend the boundaries of our known reality. The mystery of the night intertwines with the mystery of sleep, revealing a hidden world, a world where the seemingly impossible becomes reality. In this documentary, you will enter a fascinating and unexplored universe, where we will present you 11 mysterious phenomena that happen while we sleep, phenomena so bizarre and inexplicable that you will start to wonder if you yourself have lived like this of experiences. Sleep paralysis. Imagine waking up at night but unable to move. You are a prisoner in your own body as terrifying hallucinations invade your mind. Are the demons of antiquity responsible for this waking nightmare? Hypnotic hallucinations. At the border between sleep and wakefulness, the mind plays bizarre tricks. Visions of contorted faces and fantastic creatures populate your consciousness. Children often fear these images, and stress and rich imaginations can intensify these hallucinations. Sleep talking, a mysterious and harmless disorder where words unspoken during the day find their way into the darkness of the night. Is it a dialogue with the hidden self? A dream in another dream, a phenomenon that inspired films like Inception, where reality and dream intertwine in a labyrinth of consciousness. Similar experiences reported by many suggest that this phenomenon is more than mere cinematic fiction. Somnambulism, a mystery of the night where sleepers wake up to walk, talk, or even leave the safety of their home, with no recollection of these actions upon awakening. Exploding head syndrome, an alarming phenomenon where loud, explosive sounds reverberate through the minds of sleepers. Is it a sign of a deeper imbalance? Sleep apnea, the moment when breathing suddenly stops, a phenomenon that threatens the quality of sleep and physical well-being, endangering life itself. Repetitive dreams, the fascinating phenomenon where similar or identical scenarios repeat themselves in dreams, suggesting that our minds are trying to decipher and solve the riddles of our lives. Falling out of bed, that terrifying feeling of falling into the void that suddenly wakes us up. Is it our body that is alarming us, or is it just an illusion generated by extreme fatigue? Astral experiences, the extraordinary moment when consciousness seems to leave the body, providing an unusual insight into one's existence. Is this a hint of a larger, unexplored reality? Enlightenment during sleep, when, in a dream, the answers to our most burning questions are revealed to us. Does our subconscious mind hold the key to hidden knowledge? This documentary will guide you through these mysterious phenomena, exploring the border between science and mysticism, reality and illusion, wakefulness and sleep. We invite you to discover these secrets of the night with us. Are they mere anomalies of the human mind, or the gateway to a hidden world waiting to be discovered? Let's find out together. Paralysis during sleep. How it manifests. Those who go through such an experience wake up at night but cannot move. At the same time, they have terrible hallucinations and the feeling that someone is following them. In antiquity, this phenomenon was attributed to demonic forces. Why it happens? Usually, when we fall asleep, the brain paralyzes our motor centers so that we can't move while we sleep. Those who go through such an experience wake up, but their muscles are still off, unable to speak or move. About 7% of the world's population has experienced this phenomenon at least once in their life. This seems to happen more often when you sleep on your back. Mysterious phenomena, hypnotic hallucinations. How it manifests. When the person concerned is between sleep and wakefulness, the conscious mind perceives some images that it cannot control. Often, it's about grimacing faces or fantastical creatures. Why it happens. It is one of the few hallucinations that mentally healthy people have. It usually happens in children, which is why many of the little ones are afraid to fall asleep. Often these hallucinations occur due to stress or occur to people with very rich imaginations. This can also happen to you if you fall asleep under the influence of alcohol. Talking in your sleep. How it manifests. Usually, the person suffering from this disorder is not even aware of it. On a psychological level, the phenomenon is completely harmless. Why it happens. This disorder occurs most often in males. The reason is, again, stress. A dream within another dream. How it manifests: the person dreams something, then wakes up, but notices that the strange things in the dream are still happening. He simply dreamed that he woke up. The phenomenon is accurately described in the movie Inception. After the movie was released in theaters, it turned out that many people had similar experiences. Why it happens: esotericists believe that such a dream proves the person's inclination towards spiritual practices. However, science cannot explain why this phenomenon occurs. Mysterious phenomena: sleepwalking. How it manifests: it is a state diametrically opposed to paralysis during sleep. The consciousness is asleep, but the muscles are not yet paralyzed. Some sleepwalkers initiate conversations with others, clean the house, or even leave their home, which is often very dangerous. In the morning, however, sleepwalkers remember nothing. Why it happens: about 4% to 10% of people sleepwalk, and children seem to be particularly affected. The cause of this phenomenon, as well as how it can be treated, remain unknown. Exploding head syndrome. How it manifests: the person wakes up as if after an explosion or a loud noise. Sometimes he feels that the sound was so loud that he feels a state of shock. The condition may be accompanied by a loud ringing in the ears or stinging sensation in the eyes. The phenomenon is not dangerous, but it generates a lot of fear. Some believe that these are the signs of a minor stroke. Why it happens: for unknown reasons, the neurons responsible for processing sound become active during sleep. Sometimes this syndrome goes hand in hand with insomnia or occurs when we change time zones after long airplane flights. Mysterious phenomena: sleep apnea. How it occurs: sleep apnea is when you stop breathing during sleep, followed by sudden awakening. Because of this, the quality of sleep is reduced, and the brain feels the lack of oxygen. In many cases, sleeping becomes almost impossible. During these attacks, blood pressure alternately rises and falls, which can cause heart problems. Why it happens: during sleep, the muscles in the throat relax and, in some people, this prevents air from entering the respiratory tract. Overweight people, smokers, and the elderly are in the maximum risk zone. Repetitive dreams. How it manifests: we have probably all had strange dreams that reproduce, more or less, the same scenario. Why it happens: psychologists believe that during these dreams, the brain tries to reanalyze events that we forget. These frames will be replayed during sleep until the situation is fully understood and resolved. Falling out of bed. How it manifests: the person wakes up suddenly, having the feeling that he has fallen from a height. Sometimes, even before this moment, he dreams that he is flying, but stumbles on an obstacle and falls. The phenomenon usually occurs in cases of extreme fatigue. Why it happens: the state of sleep is perceived as fainting, breathing slows down and heart rate decreases, muscles relax. In some situations, the brain gets scared, confuses the state with a dangerous situation, fainting, danger of death, and checks that the body is working properly by sending impulses to the muscles. Astral experiences. How it manifests: out-of-body or astral experiences are neuropsychological phenomena in which the person, caught between sleep and wakefulness, sees himself from outside the body. Some esotericists consider these phenomena to be proof of the existence of the soul. Why it happens: they are difficult phenomena to study. For now, scientists only know that the leaving the body illusion occurs, but they don't know how it works or why it happens. Science also does not understand how this sensation can be eliminated. Some people purposefully seek to achieve this state, hoping to expand their knowledge of the world. Mysterious phenomena: illumination during sleep. How it manifests itself: sometimes we try to solve a problem for several days and spend all that time obsessively thinking about one thing. And suddenly the brain gives us the answer in a dream. It is important to remember it. An example of this is Dmitry Mendeleev. The Russian scientist was tormented by the thought that he could not represent the periodic table of the elements, and one night he had the expected revelation in a dream. A similar thing happened to the chemist Kekulé, who dreamed up the formula for benzene. Why it happens? Sometimes our subconscious already has the answers, but this information is not transferred to the conscious part of the mind. That is why the communication of this data happens through dreams. Dreams do indeed give us unexpected surprises.